G'day, Stu here from UAVfutures, and today, well, what we're going to be looking at is these bad boys right here, and this is something that you guys, honestly, I got so many comments saying, Stuart, can you please review the EACHINE VR-007 goggles? And you know, I never really got around to reviewing those ones, but now I'm pretty blown away because we actually get to check out these little bad boys right here. These are the EACHINE VR-007s, and the reason I'm so excited for this, I think these are like ultra cheap goggles that might actually be decent. And that's really important that things are cheap, because I know getting some good FPV goggles right out of the bat can be so expensive, and it's such a big investment, and it's also so crucial to your flying experience. Now, I'm all about exploring different FPV options out there, which is why I'm so excited for these bad boys to actually feel comfortable on my head right now. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be sticking them on the bench, having a quick overview, and then taking around and flying around with them, because I believe that these are some of the most budget goggles that you can get, but they're still awesome. Anyway, enough rambling. I'm pretty excited. Let's stick them on the bench and get started. Alrighty, so here's the little unit itself. We will talk about its battery and its antenna in a little bit, but here's the actual unit, and it's very, very basic. But you got to remember, this thing only costs like less than $50, which is absolutely amazing. The first thing I'm going to do, let's stick it on the scales and weigh the thing, because even when I had it on my head just then, it was very, very comfortable. So let's see how much it weighs. Alrighty, so I've set my scales there. Let's put it on. So without the battery, it's coming in at 257 grams, so pretty light. Let's put our little battery on there just as well. 303 grams, and then with your antenna, oh, if I can put this on here, it's probably about 310 grams. There you go, pretty close. 311 grams. So the best thing about this, when it's sitting on your face, because it's so light, it's definitely very, very comfortable. You're not going to be feeling it pulling into your nose or anything like that. And that's one of my biggest complaints. When you're wearing some of these goggles, some of the box styles, they can be so uncomfortable that you don't want to fly anymore because it's such a bad experience with them on your face. But I'm happy to say, because this thing's so light, and when I did have it on my face, it felt great. So you get a 1,600 milliamp battery, but it's only a 1S, so that's very interesting to know. You do charge it by USB, which can be super handy, but it's not compatible with your fatshark. So definitely do not plug this thing in with your fatshark batteries. Even though it looks like you can, I don't want you to do that. This is just a 3.7 volt battery. So let's put that to the side. Now if we flip it over here, I wonder if I've charged this actually. I don't think I have. Oh yeah, there we go. So if we flip it over here, you can see it's got a nice big bright screen right there. You can see exactly what channel you're on in the bottom left hand corner, and to simply navigate through the menu, you've got 3 buttons here. So one changes your band, one changes your channel, and then the other button, it's very, very simple, one changes your brightness and your contrast and all that sort of jazz. Now in here, one thing I do like about it, it's not a diversity receiver, which is a little bit of a shame, but I mean, honestly, again, the price, you can't expect too much. A single fatshark diversity receiver is more than this entire unit anyway. So you've got just a 40 channel VTX, 40 channel receiver right here, which is great. But the one bummer, you get this antenna right here. I don't like these antennas. This is a dipolar. These are great on the quads, but I'm not a big fan when they're on your goggles. So I recommend put something like a TBS Triumph or something on there. So you are going to have to, if you want to get one of these, I would recommend getting one of these, or maybe some on-way antennas. I'll link some other antennas down below anyway. But yeah, that's the one thing I would upgrade on here. Put a new antenna on, which is pretty common when you get a pair of goggles. Most people upgrade the antennas. Now, it's not a very long goggle, so you can see it sits pretty short to your face, and that might be something that some people might have an issue with, because there's no slider. Oh, this is where you attach your battery to. You probably saw that before. Because there's no slider, you can't adjust the image, so if it's out of focus for you, that's going to be a little bit of a problem, because there's no way. For me, it looked like it looked a little bit warped, I think, but it was still very, very flyable, and I think Trevor has a good time with it as well. But if you're one of those people who might be a bit far-sighted or something like that, this type of goggle can be a little bit difficult to get working with. But I guess I'm not expecting too much again, you know, $50. So when it fits on your head, something that I do think is pretty cool, you've got this nice big soft elastic band that goes around the outside, easily adjustable. You've got your little battery placement just here, so that's where that battery slides in right there. And one cool thing, this bit rests at the back of your head, but you also got this strap to rest it on the top of your head, and that makes it for a very, very snug fit, keeps that comfy weight sort of off your face, even though it's not very heavy at all. This part just adds that extra support, and I think that's what goes together to make like I guess a comfortable, cheap goggle. Now there's not too much I can actually say about this one, besides like it's a real basic, really cheap, goggle that just seems to do its job properly. So what we should do now, let's take it out to the field, because that's the most important part. Let's get some other pilots, so let's give it to Grumpy Trev. I'll fly around with it as well, and we'll talk about our flying experiences with this bad boy. Of course, there's no DVR or any bells or whistles, nothing like that. This is purely a budget, bare bones FPV sort of goggle system that's under 50 bucks. Anyway, let's cut down to the field in 3, 2, 1. The first thing I noticed, there's definite some sort of distortion for me. It feels a little bit weird. It's like it's a little bit warped or something when I'm looking at it.
That's used to.
You know what? You know, I was ready to slam these things just from putting them on, but that for how much are these? Like 50 bucks or something? They're not too bad. The screen's very bright, very clear. Even though we don't have diversity or any DVR, the reception's actually pretty good. I have switched out the antenna, so there's we don't have the. I've got the TBS Triumph on here. These are all right. I'd happily. If you're absolutely on a budget, these things they're pretty good. Yeah, I think you're going to like these. A big problem, I know you can't focus them, so you're probably not going to enjoy them with your old eyes, Trevor. For a super budget build or something, or you want to just get like a second pair of backup goggles. Not bad. One thing I think you'll find too is they're really comfortable on your face, probably because they're so light. Not quite as light as the, what are they, the EACHINE Goggle 2 or whatever they're called, but they still feel really good on your face, especially for a budget goggle. Usually the cheaper you go, the worse it feels on your face, but this thing's not actually too bad. I'm impressed, pleasantly so. I thought that'd be a lot crapper, or a lot worse. I'm sounding like you, Trevor. I thought that'd be a lot worse for the price anyway. Probably, yeah, some of the best ultra budget goggles that I've tried. Better than the Kylans, way better than the V2DRs or whatever they used to be. Bit of a shame there's no DVR. Does feel totally different to fatshark's. It's probably more immersive, but harder to focus, if that makes sense. If you're looking just to get a set of spectator goggles or to get someone else into the hobby, these actually are a nicer flying experience than fatshark's if you're just taking it all in and sort of trying to be immersed and enjoying it, because it's got a beautiful, very bright screen with nice colors, but it is a little bit harder to focus because there's so much going on. It's not as easy to fly as the fatshark's, but I mean the price difference is totally ridiculous. One of the fatshark's like 8 times more expensive. I'm going to bring it in. Let's give it to Grumpy Trev and see what he thinks. But they were a lot better than I was expecting them to be. All right, Trev.
Gee, they're light. Very light. They look all right.
So I've changed the antenna out because it came with a dodgy dipolar.
That's so light. That's colours, but I couldn't fly with these because a little bit blurry. Not bad. They're actually comfortable. Better some of that real deer crap that we've been trying on, and it's some of that stuff's been shit. These aren't bad. Someone with good eyes, these are all right. I can't believe how comfortable they are. For what they are, 45 bucks, aren't they?
Something like that, real budget.
If you need glasses, I don't need glasses to read or anything, but these are just a tad out of focus for me. There's no slider to adjust it to actually to focus, because a little bit out of focus for me because my eyes are a little bit older than these guys, or the younger people, of course, that would probably try these out. But look, for budgets, for someone on a budget, these would be great to start with. I mean, like I said, they're very comfortable. I can't get over how comfortable these are.
Do you reckon they're more comfortable than your fatshark's?
Actually, they are probably as comfortable. I can't see any light leakage at all. For someone on a budget, these are going to be really, really good. These are on. Oh yeah, I can actually fly with them. That's surprising. The colours are great. Very, very clear. Just a little bit out of focus for me. Reception's pretty good. For something that hasn't got diversity. Look, we're flying around trees. You probably know our track now. This is a great track to test anything on.
Remember, I did switch out the antenna, so it did come with just a dodgy dipolar antenna.
Yeah. Well, look, I think most of the ones come with crappy antennas anyway, but yeah, a few extra bucks for the price, you're not going to expect a great antenna with it, are you? Honestly, I didn't think I could fly with this.
Better than what you're expecting?
Yeah, way better. Most comfortable ones I've tried on so far.
These are probably the cheapest ones.
They're the cheapest. These are bloody good. I really can't believe how good they are for the money. Someone has finally stepped up, helped people get in this game on a budget. They are really cool.
Give me what's the Grumpy Trev rating out of 10?
I reckon they're up there for these sort of goggles. For the price, these are up. I'd give them a really uncrappy 7. These are great. I can't give them a grumpy rating because they're bloody good.
Who would you recommend these to?
Guys on a budget that are just starting, if they don't know whether they want to get into it, like you're only spending, you know, 45 bucks or something on a set of glasses to find out if you like FPV, and then you can get back into it if you like it. Well, you get yourself some decent goggles later. But to start with, these things are shot. Very happy with those.
Alrighty, so there it is. There's my review of the EACHINE VR-007 Pros, and I've got to say, hands down, for under 50 bucks, these things are absolutely unbelievable value. Look, yeah, there is heaps better goggles out there, and I would say the best box style goggle would be like the, I think it was the EACHINE Goggle 2s. They were my favorite. But these bad boys right here, and then you got your fatsharks, which are like $400, and you know, some of the upper expensive ones. These things, 50 bucks, are you kidding me? They are absolutely amazing, and something that really shows me that they're good is Grumpy Trev even liked them, and usually he hates these box style goggles and he always sort of slags them off, but these bad boys right here, I know he was impressed with, and I'm very impressed with them as well. So if you're thinking about getting into the hobby and you're worrying about your first purchase and you just want to sort of test the waters with something cheap, but it's also not rubbish, definitely check out these bad boys. Or maybe if you just want to get a second pair, you want to show some people, you want to take them for ride-alongs, yeah, I think you'd be more than happy with these bad boys right here. Anyway, hope that you guys enjoyed that. Subscribe for more FPV-related content, and as always, happy flying. Done.
I guess the only other goggle I can think of is the DIY ones.
Yeah.
Alright. And then you've got to buy the receiver module, antennas.
Yeah, you have. That's got everything in it.
Pretty comfy. Yeah, it's really comfy. No light leakage at all. It's really nice.
I mean, it's got such a buff head anyway. It's lucky, all right.
That's such a huge picture. It goes probably twice the width of Attitude V3s, even 3 times.
Sick, let's do some flying, boys. Alrighty, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel and check out these videos. And I'm also going to leave a little link here to my Patreon page because I've got some fantastic Patreon supporters and I like to give back to them as well. So if you want to join the UAVfutures family, there's things like bonus Velcro straps, little bundles of FPV goodies and things like that that also get sent out. Anyway, happy flying.